Alrighty, guys. Cool. There's that. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Hopefully you guys been trading well. What's going on, Bits? What's going on, Alan? Alright, I'm live. Going over today's down day. Realized. Lost 92K. Alright, guys, setting everything up. Hopefully you guys had a great trading out there. Hopefully you guys been trading well. What's going on, Eldrin? Alright, we're going to do a little snipping. There's that. Cool. What's going on, Kite? What's going on, Ayo? That's awesome. You're from Brazil. That's awesome. That's so cool. FS, what's going on? Alright, getting that set up here. Hopefully you guys had a great trading out there. Today's a big red day for me, unfortunately. Give me a moment here. Alright, give me a moment. Here we go. Alright, cool. 619. Just get out of here. Thank you. All right. So today, PTZ, what was another runner? We had, what else? Finviz. Hopefully you guys had a great trading out there. Hopefully you're trading well. NTRB, SBEV. NTRB. Lucid, and what's another one? TSLA. All right, guys, what's going on? Let's do this and go like this. And then go live here. Alrighty, guys. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Hopefully you guys have been trading well. I don't really have much to say, but I'm going to go ahead and continue with my streams as always. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Hopefully you guys have been trading well. Alan Fishing, Steve Austin, what's up? Justin S, what's going on? Alrighty, guys. So today was a red day. Sorry about that. Yeah, smaller, movements today, which is, not what we want to see, but definitely is what it is. I thought PUTZ was going to be the runner, and it ended up not being the runner. Luckily, I got out of this thing in the morning, or else, man, I would have been even feeling it. And I can tell you why, because I had 606,000 shares. So to start the day, well, we'll go ahead and wait a second here. We'll go ahead and wait a second. We'll give it about 15 more seconds. People get everyone on in. I'm not a financial advisor. Trading on risk. I have a plan, process, and strategy. Free chat, link description below. My course is teaching my process, link description below. Brokers that I use, link description below. Brokers should be stock for $1,400. All in the link description below. Scanner software code. I use KM15. Link description below. Okay. So PTZ was all I was talking about, obviously. I talked about it yesterday. I talked about it this morning. I was on my watch list, and it was my number one watch. Was watching it pre-market. Didn't love the way it was moving pre-market because, it just felt like, again, like it was heavy this morning. And that's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a stock that wasn't the same as yesterday. I wanted to see a stock that had shifted from the seller algo and the thick movement to kind of like lighter movement, better on the tape, and the level 2 was kind of churning better. In pre-market, I wasn't obsessed with the price action, but I was okay with us gapping up about 10 to 12 cents. That's kind of like, I like to see the strength pre-market. And then the volume came up at the market open. And I was like, okay, we're making a move from 80 to 86. That's awesome, I didn't really want to see a move straight up, but, I kind of wanted to see a little bit of a dip and then a rip. But that's not what we got. And, basically in the morning, I started to see this thing, kind of churns with so much volume, but no movement. And that was a real big turnoff for me in that trading, that stock. Because, if you look at how many shares went through, we had 2 million, we had 1 million, and then we had another million. So 4 or 5 million shares, and we're only up 5 cents a share. So first off, I'm like, all right, to start the day, we're not looking great. It looks like the same kind of thick, chunky tape, but I'll give it a chance. I wanted to give this thing a chance to come on down. Right, so I gave it a chance at 78, and I don't know why I can't zoom in farther. It's not really, okay, maybe I can do that. There we go. So I gave it a chance here at 78, right, and I saw this thing bounce back up, okay? And I wanted to see if this sell-off here was going to make the tape lighten up, the level 2 was going to lighten up. So I saw it kind of perk back up, and I was like, okay, this could be the real move. We could start to see the tape lighten back up, but you can see the volume still thicker. Once I saw this candle slam back down, that was it. I had seen that same exact thing yesterday, and I remember it to a T, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have the same freaking tape as yesterday. And I was so frustrated and so mad that we were starting to see that tape come back. And the seller algo came back, and I hated it. I just couldn't, and I had such a big position. I couldn't take any chance on it. I stopped out. I gave my other position a chance in the inherited IRA, but I believe that I stopped out like right in here, or was it here? I don't even remember. I think it's somewhere in here or here. But I mean, as soon move up, love the volume. It's still though, seeing all that volume move it up is like, okay. I wanted to give it a chance to reset in the morning, so I gave it a chance to dip down 10 cents from the highs. 8 cents from the highs, 9 cents from the highs. Thought, we'd see something pop back up, which we did, and I was like, okay, maybe this tape's going to start shifting to the upside. We're going to start to see some strong bidders and get some movement towards the upside. Of course, this thing just gets, not only did it get slammed right here and reperked, but when I saw this secondary slam on these two reds in here, I was like, oh my gosh, this tape looks exactly like yesterday. For whatever reason, there's so many people slamming this thing that, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see, this tape not flip. And I thought for sure today was going to flip from a seller algo yesterday to a nice gap up and a move up to the upside. Well, nice move up. Like I said, I explained earlier in the stream, didn't love the volume coming through, but I said, you know what, I want to give this chance at the tape and the time of sales to reset. Let it fall to 78. Let it kind of churn up in here. Slammed once, slammed twice. That second slam was not what I wanted to see at all. Stopped out right there. And that was it for me on the day. I couldn't trade because I don't love to use margin, but when I'm not convicted into a trade, I did. And, it is what it is, guys. I lost 92 grand on the name. I overnighted the stock. I gave it a chance at a 93 cent average. So I lost about $92,000. Obviously, that's not what I want to do. Obviously, I'm not sitting here to try and lose. I just gave back all my week's profits in that one trade. But I don't really regret it. I really, really thought we're going to get a move to about the $1.10, the $1.20. The seller algo is going to flip for us, and we're going to start to see some buyers start to trickle in. It was going to go from oversold to kind of just churning like dogs did on the day 2 that we saw. Where was it? Oh, sorry. So if we go back and look at dogs, I was looking for something like this where we get like a nice sell-off in the morning and then a rip straight up through some holds and on a lot of volume. That's kind of what I was looking for on PETZ. But we didn't get that. And I ended up losing, like I said, $92,000. So it's frustrating. It's super, super, super frustrating. I lost a big chunk there on the year. I gave back all my profits on the year. And, It's not something that I look forward to admitting, or it's not something that I just want to be like, yeah, I lost $92,000 today. But you guys will always see I'm open and transparent and honest. I really thought this thing was going to rip and ramp. I couldn't take any chances. I had to stop out pretty quickly because it was such a big position. Luckily, I didn't stop out down in here. That could have been even worse. It actually feels somewhat like a green day after that stop out. And you know what? We live to fight another day. Tomorrow I'll be back in trading. I couldn't trade today, like I said, because I overnighted a little bit of margin. And yeah, that's the way it goes. And you know what ended up working out? What like I wanted it to was Huddy. Look at this. I mean, this thing went from 27 down to 895. We had a nice bounce back up to 24. That's kind of what I was looking for with PTZ. Dogs, Huddy, same concept. But of course, we don't get that move to the upside. I ended up taking a big loss on my account, $92,000. I don't regret taking this trade, though. I would take this trade 100 out of 100 times. I love the type of setup it had. I'll remember it to better myself for next time. And that's really all I have to say, guys. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns for me today before I head on out? If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel out a ton. Helps the NorMagnoTrading.com community out a ton. And that way you guys can stay intact with the channel as well. PIK going. I don't know why it's going. Oh, I had a movement here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Edward, yeah, I mean, I get that, but anything down over 80%, it's not the same. It's not the same rule. Okay, how would I manage my risk better for next time? I could have bettered my entries by a little bit by taking smaller positions in the beginning, but overall, I could only see myself maybe getting the best case scenario an 86-cent average instead of a 93-cent average, to be honest. So, but I'll remember for next time. Kite, Zach. Social media, maybe? Okay, I thought there was news or something. Three-day rules for something that has moved to the upside a significant amount. Alrighty, guys. Seems like there's not a whole lot of questions left. I understand the massive 80% rule does not apply. Yeah, not for me at least. It doesn't mean it doesn't have to apply for you. What would you say your mistake was here? I'll be honest. I would take this trade 100 out of 100 times, so I don't feel like I really made a mistake. I realize the P&L says that, but I'm not too disappointed with the way I traded this name. I could have done a little bit better on averaging and to lower my average, to be honest. I was on a little bit of a win streak, so I got a little aggressive with it, so I could have done a little bit better with my average. But overall, not very disappointed. Another thing, if I didn't want to risk a whole lot, I could have got away from using leverage, which generally I don't like to use, but I will use it if I have, I'll use leverage if my stop out point is basically, or I'll use leverage basically if my entry is my break even. So if I'm taking any leverage on, I'm generally saying, okay, well, wherever I'm entering, that's kind of my stop out, right? So maybe a little bit of oversizing, but not too bad. This trade usually works out. But I'm realizing in 2022, that strategy might not be working as much anymore. So you always got to evolve and shift, guys. But Huddy and Dogs did work, so I don't know. You guys are welcome. Eric, you're welcome. You have a separate chat room for your students? I do, Smart Q. Contact me if you have a receipt. If you're a student, course student, then contact me and I'll help you out with that. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys subscribing to NorMagnoTrading.com.